Hey y'all, we're going to do something a little different this week as it's kind of a special circumstance coming down to the end of the wire here with the leagues. So we're going to have a special guest on to talk about what happened in round 6 just a little bit, briefly touch on some of the special games there, and then we're going to do a preview of round 7 and the way that things could shake out. My name is Dane, also known as Whack Online, and our special guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I can. I'm Orion, also known as TheViper.
Alrighty, well, why don't we just hop right into round 6 then? We can kind of talk about them quick. Do you have anything that you'd like to add about your game versus Dot in that round? You won the match 2-0, and the maps
Yeah,
were Baltic, was it, or
yeah,
Mediterranean? Baltic,
Baltic.
and Ghost Lake.
Yeah. What's it says? Well, the Baltic was really the map really favored me because I was aiming for winning the water 100%, and I could wall the sides easily, and I accomplished that. So it was kind of, yeah, I can say easy game.
Yeah, and then Ghost Lake went a little different direction than we've seen throughout the tournament. Almost every time that we've seen Ghost Lake come up, it's been Mayan versus Mayan. But Dot
Yeah.
has been, or had practice for Aztecs. I think he kind of wanted to treat it kind of like an Arabia in a macro game, but it didn't really work out that way.
Well, as I saw he chose Aztec, I kind of knew that he has been practicing Aztec, so I figured why would I give him the advantage of playing Aztec War when he has practiced it. So I went Mayans, and I think actually Mayans have an advantage on Ghost Lake, and yeah, it turned out to suit me well.
Yeah. All right, I guess we can move on. We can talk about Tim versus Ming.
Yeah,
And their two maps were Islands and
Baltic.
Mediterranean, or Baltic,
No,
yes.
Baltic. Yeah,
Okay. But they actually went Huns War as opposed to Vikings War on Baltic.
yeah,
And Tim actually ended up taking the sea, but it seemed like Good Boy was able. Did he only sneak one villager? I kind of missed that part, but that one villager got down to the corner and made that separate base, and that's where he was kind of doing his raids from. And that turned out to be the thing that Tim just couldn't get rid of, and it ended up winning the game.
yeah. I think Good Boy transported 4 cavalchers and 1 villager, and yeah, built up that base and won. But he really shouldn't have lost water at start because he had a water in fuel age, then kind of stopped, and he didn't scout out because Tim was adding more docks in the
Yeah,
back
yeah,
and
he had
took
those
water
four
back. So
docks right around that slight corner off to the east side.
yeah, but Good Boy made more economy early on, so he was kind of ahead economy-wise. But Tim had the water, so but Good Boy did really well and made a good comeback that game.
Yeah, Tim tried to hold that one hill right down by the separate base that he had built up, and Good Boy had already advanced to Imperial, and then once he was able to get those units going and kill Tim's army, I think Tim was on his heels the rest of the game.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Islands, that was kind of a basic
Clean
island game.
sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, Tim just set up his economy much better, so he was able to advance to Castle Age much faster.
Yeah,
That kind of sealed the deal.
I think that map favors him a bit more.
Yeah.
Then we have Jordan versus Dugout. They played an
Yeah.
Islands and a Nomad. What did you see in the Nomad? Because I think everybody knows that you've played it quite a bit and you know what to look for.
In the Nomad, Jordan has had a really good map. He put his town center next to 3 boars, so he was able to kind of adjust his strategy perfectly to what he wanted to do. And they had the fish on the opposite sides of the map, so Jordan just went to raid fish and then defend his own fish, and at the same time make some effort on land. So he really executed that one well. And Doggo is getting better on Nomad still, but you can see easily that he's not that experienced on it. So yeah, Jordan was able to pull it out in the end by fast castling faster and just getting a lot of more economy.
And they split this match, and Dugout took the Islands, and he's known as one of the better Islands players too. Although,
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan is certainly no pushover on it either. But what did you see in that game?
Well, the first thing I saw was that Jordan's fish was really bad. He had 2 deep fish on like half of the map, and yeah, that was really bad. But Doggo did dock next to islands in between of them, so but his fish was kind of good for that location. So I think the map favored Jordan a little bit. I mean Doggo a little bit, but Jordan did a huge mistake by adding fish early on instead of only producing galleys. And when they were that close, that kind of sealed the deal for Jordan.
And now we're coming to the end of the round 6 games, and I think was the most interesting and funnest to watch, most fun to watch matchup of the round. Fig versus Chris.
Yeah.
Yucatan was an intense game. and I thought it was really remarkable how Feig was able to just keep the pressure on from one spot on the map for so long, and then he came
Yeah.
around front and did the castle on the top gold. What did you like about that game?
Well, I'm really impressed by VH the whole tournament really. A lot of people didn't have faith in him, but he has proven some wrong. And yeah, he just the Snuck Villager was really smart. And the only thing I didn't like was he made 2 stables to make scouts. It was kind of a waste in my opinion, but he did apply pressure really well and disturbed Chris enough to take the win.
I actually thought that too, and when I was thinking about it, I'm like, why would he do that? And I think in his mind, he was just thinking, I have to be full-on aggressive this game. I'm going to pull out all the stops and do something unconventional.
Yeah.
And that he really stayed true to that with the 2 stables.
Yeah.
And then the next game was a Mayan Ghost Lake War. And
Yeah.
one of the pivotal points in this game, especially, well, one of the things I did before this game is I actually read through the forums, and I kept reading, like, wow, what you really went for it with that castle, and I kept looking for it. And then near the end of the game, he sent about 20 villagers to build one castle and got shut down.
Yeah.
And that was really the critical point in the game, and I think he misread the game leading up to that and didn't realize that he actually probably maybe even had an advantage there.
Well, VH, yeah, he lost the games on 2 times when he tried to make a castle. First, in the earlier stage of the game, in his base, he lost a lot of villagers trying to make a castle. He had to delete it and replace it. So he lost a little bit of advantage he had in the economy there. And later, in the later game, as you said, when he sent all those villagers to try to finish the castle and everyone just got shut down.
Yeah, that was a really, really intense match, and I think it might have been one of the top 2 or 3 ones this whole tournament.
Yeah.
So now we can kind of discuss about round 7, but before we do too, I jumped ahead of myself. I did want to say one thing that you kind of commented on. People were really hard on Feig, and I think that he definitely proved his worth in this. I mean, especially with how the tournament started with him having the terrible map and then the land nomad also.
Yeah.
I think he's really bounced back nicely and came up with some interesting and innovative ideas.
Well, I think if you're going to go to the next step with viewing the league table, that alone proves how much Feig has impressed this tournament.
Absolutely.
He's currently placed 4th, I think.
Yeah, he's placed 4th as it is now. Well, in tie for 2nd, we have a 4-way tie for 2nd with Dot, Chris, Feig, and Jordan.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, well, guess we can get to that now. So in round 7, our matchups are yourself versus Tim, Ming versus Jordan, Feig versus Dugout, and Chris versus Dot. I'm not going to ask you to predict the match versus Tim, just because you might be a little biased there. I have a feeling you said you're going to win. And then, but what do you think Good Boy and Jordan will do? And I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the map pools, but what do you kind of think the guys will do?
Well, Jordan, I can't. I know what he will do because I'm his close friend. So I won't share. But I think he will win his home map. But what Good Boy is gonna do, I'm not really sure. I think he hasn't used Arabia so far this tournament, and Arabia is kind of his home map, I suppose. And it will be really weird to not see him use Arabia throughout the whole tournament. So yeah, I'm kind of expecting him to do Arabia against Jordan. So we'll see. I think Jordan is going to pull out a 2-0 win, but then again, I'm very close to him, so could be biased.
Yeah, probably. But the next game we can talk about is Feig versus Dugout, the 2 Brazilians. So how do you think that one will shake out?
Well, when I've been talking to Doug and Feig, sometimes I've heard that in the practice matches, Feig has done really well against Doug actually. So I think Feig maybe have won the most games as well between the 2 of them in the practice. So I'm not sure. It's going to be really close. If I was to predict something, it would be 1-1. But you never know.
Yeah, that's kind of how I think I would lean to, and I have a feeling that Dugout is going to try and get some sort of a water map, because I think that's where he really does excel.
Yeah, it might be. But I think historically, Dugout has had an advantage over Feig, but you never know what's going to happen. Feig has impressed earlier this tournament, so.
Mm-hmm. And then the last one is Chris versus Dot.
Yeah, the big clash of the legends.
I know a lot of people are looking forward to that match as well as yours versus Tim.
Yeah.
I think that is the one I'm most excited to see, because I think we've seen a lot of you versus Tim of lately, and we haven't really seen any Dodd versus Chris other than the best of 21 they had,
Yeah.
and then you guys did a set of 6 2 versus 2s that they were on the same team. I think that's the last time we've really seen them in games with each other.
Yeah. Well, besides team game tournaments like the Tribal Wars.
Yeah, I don't. That one was kind of one-sided too, though.
Yeah. Well, I think that's maybe the highlight of the whole tournament, actually, to see those two play again.
Yeah, I agree
But
with
yeah.
you. No offense.
Yeah. Well, it's that they're playing for second place as well, for a chance to be second. So it's like everyone is playing for second place.
That's a good
There's
lead-in.
1 point between second and 8th.
That's a great
So-
lead-in. That's exactly what I was about to
Yeah.
bring up next. So we had you on. It was a good idea because we have a bit of a history. I mean, we've talked a lot before, but then we also have you clinched, so you don't really have too
Yeah.
much of a bias to the rest of this. You've clinched first. Congratulations. And
Thanks.
like you just mentioned, 2nd through 8 are separated by a point. So really, any player in the tournament could take a 2-0 win here and possibly come or seal second. Most
Yeah.
likely, we're gonna have to lead into a playoff.
Most likely, yeah.
How do you think that this thing is gonna shake out? Like, I know there's a lot of math involved when you're talking about this kind of stuff, but like if Dot or Chris sweep, they are automatically there. If Jordan sweeps, he's automatically there. If Feeks sweeps, he's automatically there. And then Tim, Good Boy, and Doggo each need a little bit of help for them to get there.
Yeah, well, they first of all they have to 2-0 the opponent and then get help.
That's
So,
for them
yeah,
to clinch, but to tie, I guess, yeah, even to tie, that would be up to them to get into third.
Yeah.
But, yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's gonna be really close and really exciting, but well, yeah, it's kind of hard to
It's really
predict
tough to figure
anything.
the math.
Yeah, it's really hard. But I guess this is the best way it could end in round 7 by everyone being able to take the second spot. It's gonna be really close and really exciting to see how it turns out.
And for the people that don't really know how it could shake out in the case of a tiebreaker, we checked out the rules before this, and the way it looked is that for a podium position, a 1, 2, 3, or 4, or we call them the podium 3. Well, it's
Yeah.
a best of 5 if there's a 2-way tie, but if there's a 3-way tie or a 4-way, or I guess there could only be a 3-way tie since you were first. But then, never mind. I guess there could be a 4 because what if
Yeah, they can.
2nd through 5th had it like they do now? So then there would be a round robin. I think there would be 5 games played per opponent, and then those would shake out like how each game being 1 point apiece.
Yeah. In case of a best of 5, also the map pool would be full random as game 1, then home map, blind random, and then Arabia.
Oh,
In best of 3, it would be home map, and then Arabia.
Okay.
But I think actually it might end up being best of 5 for any position because of every place getting priced. This was made before it was known that everyone would get prize, and I think it would be kind of sad to play for prize in a best of 3. It would be better to put them up in a best of 5 as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. Especially because it's so close. It's weird to think about that we're only playing 2 games per round, and then in the last one there could be 5. But
Yeah, that's
that's the
between
thing that's going
2.
to separate the guys. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add or comment on as we wrap up?
Oh, just that this tournament was a lot of fun to play, and hopefully we'll get another week with fun records after the round 7 as well in the playoffs. So we'll see.
Any predictions for your top 2, 3?
If I'm gonna predict this, oh wait, let me pull up the league table again. 1 sec. Okay, there. Well, I think TheViper might get first, and I would say Jordan and Doubt or Chris will play for second. I think Doubt or Chris will win 2-0 the other one.
Oh, wow.
So, and I think Jordan will win 2-0. So I think there will be a best of 5 between Doubt and Jordan or Chris. Oh, I mean
Interesting.
Doubt.
Okay, that's something to look forward to. I hope it happens because that'd be a really intense match.
Yeah, it would.
Or what if there was like a 3-way tie with like Dodd, Chris, and either Feig or Jordan involved, and then we get to see a set of 5 versus or between those guys. I think that would be really intense too.
See again. What if Doug wins 2-0 against VH? Oh wait, it goes to 9 points. Never mind. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be really fun to see.
A lot can happen. I mean, everything is in play except for first.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the great part about this week.
Yeah. Nice to sit back a little bit, huh?
Yeah, but I have Tim, so I'm not gonna sit relax.
I suppose at least you don't have concerns about where you'll finish, but you still want to go out there and shoot for blood.
No doubt.
All right. Well, best of luck to you, and thanks for coming on and talking about this stuff today. It's been great having you.
Thanks. No problem. It was great being here.
All right. That's going to wrap it up. I'm going to close it down now. Thanks for everybody for listening. Bye.